To Sumaya English Primary School, Class 6th, and the subject is Science, and the chapter is 9, and the name of the chapter is Motion and Types of Motion. Now here we will see what is motion. If any object is in motion continuously and changing its position, and it has been observed by a person or a device, that is known as motion. Here is a very simple definition we can see, and here is the example also. A car from one place to another, that means it goes on, that means the position changes continuously, that is known as the motion. And another example is also there. While waiting for a bus at a bus stop, or other vehicles appear to be in a state of motion. So here was the definition of motion. You can see the example here, many example is there. Continuously it is moving down, that is to move a tire faster, it has to be pushed repeatedly. A spinning top, Ferris wheel, rotating fan, turbine, spinning wheel. So these are the example we can see. So the next topic is ours is types of motion. So in the types of motion, here is some example also we can see down. The children are playing with the swing, and the pendulum clock is there, bell, tabla, guitar. So these are the different types of motions example. So first one is the linear motion. In this things, in the linear motion, any object moves in a straight line or in a straight path, means whatever the things is there, that moves in a straight line. For example, we can see when a train or any moving vehicle that travel in a straight line or in the same direction. Here in the figure you can see the car, that means it is moving in a straight line, and the direction is also in a same direction, that is known as linear motion. And the next one is the, in the linear motion only there are two types, that is the uniform and the non-uniform. So now the next one is the uniform linear motion and the non-uniform linear motion. In the uniform motion, the distance traversed by an object in a straight line and in a unit time is the same. You can see the figure here of the marching of the soldiers. See the marching of the soldiers, there is no changes, that means they are in a same distance, a straight line, and the time of the unit is also the same, that is known as the uniform linear motion. And the next one is the non-uniform linear motion. That means on the other hand we can see it down, the girl is coming from the downsides, that means in this motion there will be coming from the downside, means it is changing. In the figure, the motion of the girl coming down the slide, so it is the non-uniform motion, it keeps on changing. But in the marching there is no changes in the uniform linear motion, and there is continuously changing in the non-uniform linear motion. So in the previous topic we have seen there was the two types. Now we will see that is the non-linear. In the linear there was two types, uniform and non-uniform. Now we will talk about the non-linear. So now we will, in this motion, the object that does not move in a straight line, that means in this motion the object doesn't move in a straight line, that is known as the non-linear motion. And the next one is the oscillatory motion. In these things, an object moves to and fro, that means it goes backward and forward, both the things it happens along with the same path, means the path will be the same, and the periodic way, the periodic time will also be the regular. In this way we can see the oscillatory motion. The example is also given here. The pendulum, it is also moving from to and fro, that means coming forward and the backward. In the swing also we can see the children are playing in the swing, that is it also goes to and fro. So these all things comes in the oscillatory motion. Now the next one is the circular motion. The word the circular is a very familiar, so everyone knows the circular motion means if any object is there which moves in a circular, that alongs with the path, that is in a circular path, the path will be in a circle way, in a circular, that is known as the circular motion. Here we can see the example also, the fan is also there which is come in the circular motion, and the games is also that their path is in the circle way, that is in a circular. Now the next one is the periodic motion. In this motion, that object which passes through a certain point, means in a particular point, and it comes again and again after a fixed period, that is known as a periodic motion. That means any one point is there, one particular point is there in a fixed period, but it goes on again and again, that is known as periodic. It is a very good example it is given of the clock. If we will talk about the clock, the minutes, there are the two hands of the clock, that it comes in the one the seconds and one for it is the minutes. Here we are talking about the minutes. The minutes hand of a clock completes one round in exactly in 60 minutes. That means it happens every time. Again and again it passes in the same point, and again it starts and again it completes one round exactly in 60 minutes, which happens again and again in a same time. That is known as the periodic motion. Now the next one is the last types of motion, that is the random motion. In these things, it changes their direction and the speed, both the things it changes continuously. That means here the direction and the speed, both the things changes continuously, that is known as the random motion. With the example we can see it down here. Here is some example. Butterfly is there which continuously flits it from one flower to the another, but here there is no definite direction is not there. That means from this direction only it have to move that direction. No definite direction is not there, but the object moves continuously according to their direction and according to their speed. That is known as the random motion. And another example, if we will talk, we can see the players in the game of the football and the crawling baby. So the last topic of this chapter, we will see what is speed. Here the speed means an object of the distance moves per unit of time. So in this we can see the speed has written in the equation. That means speed is equal to distance upon time. Whenever we want to solve the equation or any problems of the speed, we have to use this equation. According to this equation, we can get the answer very easily. The speed of an object, that means the definition is clearly written, is the distance, the object which moves per unit of time. That is the speed is equal to distance upon time. Whenever we want to find the speed, that means we have to divide distance upon time. The units of the distance which we can write it down, and it includes many three things, is that is the kilometer, meter and the centimeter. This was the units of distance, that is the SI units, how we will write the distance units. And the next one is the time. The units of the time is of the hours, which we will write H, and the seconds which we will write on the S. So these were the units of the distance and the units of the time. I hope so all the points are clear. Thank you.